Thank you so much, Senator Mikulski. That was incredibly inspiring. What an inspiring video. I've raised two boys, one of whom is Army, and now I'm raising a daughter, and boy, I want her to see that. That was incredibly inspiring. And I want to thank all of you for being here. We've been commenting this morning about how much energy all of you women in the room are bringing, and this is as much for us as it is for you, to tell you the truth, to be perfectly honest. And I want to start by agree with that.
I think you've got to be a lifelong student.
Yeah.
I don't think learning and reading and absorbing all the material ever stops.
And Indra, I as a fellow mom, I look at you and I think, oh gosh, she's got everything. The CEO of a second largest food and beverage company in the world, by the way, food and beverage. I don't think everybody knows that. And you raised these great kids, but I've also heard you talk about how it wasn't always easy along the way. Yeah, and the senator. How many of you, and be honest, because you can be honest here, how many of you kind of want to go into politics or public policy? Fewer. Okay, so it's a big private sector crowd. We'll move on to the senator. Senator, I do want to talk about the women in the Senate and how things have changed, because you've told that story and it truly is powerful. But let's start with your background. You started as a social worker, and you came to national attention when you said that America's not really a melting pot. This was way back in 1971 when things weren't great on the race relations front. Talk about how you became a senator, your background.
Well, actually a bit of a presentation. If all of you would bear with me. Admiral Carter, would you join?
Corporations, societies, governments, and within families. And I'd like to talk about that in a bit. The problem we have is that, as I've said before, the career clock and the biological clock are in conflict with each other. Whatever you do, when you start out in your job, you're sort of bright-eyed and bushy-tailed because you have no encumbrances, you're not married mostly, and then you get married and have your first child. And herein lies the problem. In our country, we don't have mandatory time off for everybody once they have a child. Let's say that there's a law that's passed that says everybody has to get
what they've become.
Yeah.
I'm going to shift subjects a little bit because we're
Nina,
running
can
short.
I just
Go
add something?
ahead. Yeah.
We have laws on
Go ahead.
Good morning, ladies. Midshipman Andy Kudalakis, class of 17. So I'm currently studying this concept of line and staff positions within the corporate world. Staff positions being more the support roles, whereas lines, the CEOs, the ones who control the resources of people.
This summer, 8 other midshipmen and myself were afforded an amazing opportunity.
in your company, whether we design and make.
This summer, 8 other midshipmen and myself were afforded an amazing opportunity with Commander Foma. We're masculine, instinctively. In your career, did you ever find that you had to change your leadership style to be more masculine in order for your subordinates to listen to you and to respect you?
The question I have is, we have a lot of great programs, especially in the military, that encourage people to take care of themselves. But sometimes we find that we have a lot of people who are overly stressed out. And
I want all of you to give a big round of applause for this incredibly insightful and inspiring panel.